Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing a bit of a fun makeup tutorial. Basically I'm going to be taking the Modern Renaissance Anastasia Beverly Hills palette and using every single colour in the palette. It was a bit of a challenge, I must admit, and I was a bit apprehensive of how the eyeshadow would turn out, but basically if you want to see how I used every single eyeshadow in this palette, please keep on watching. For a primer I'm just going to be using this Pur Correcting Primer. Because I want the focus to be mainly on the eyes, I'm just going to be using a lightweight foundation. And I'm going to be using the Fit Me by Maybelline New York, which is this one here. I'm in shade 100. So the coverage there for me is pretty good because I do want a really lightweight foundation, apart from my blemishes, which I'm going to sort out now. Blemishes, I'm going to be using the Boing concealer by Benefit, and this is the old packaging. I know it's got new packaging now. And to blend this out, I'm actually going to be using an eyeshadow brush because it has a coarse end on that side and a fluffy end on that side, so it's really good to blend this out. Like I said, I'm going for a light coverage, so I'm not too worried if you can still kind of see them a tiny bit, so I think that's okay for me. I'm just going to apply some concealer, and my favourite is the NYX HD Stuido Photogenic Concealer. I'm just going to apply some setting spray. I'm going to use the Smashbox Primer Water to do this. I kind of just inhaled a little bit of that. My face looks so pale at the moment. At least it matches my neck. Yay! Next thing I'm going to do is my eyebrows, and I use the NYX Professional Makeup Precision Brow Pencil. That's a bit of a mouthful. The eyebrow gel I'm using at the moment is the Loreal Brow Artist Plumper, and I'm just going to be using that just to set my brows. I'm using the Modern Renaissance Anastasia Beverly Hills palette today. Absolutely love this palette. Literally, I'll tell you a funny story. So basically, I wanted this palette for Christmas last year and wanted it for ages, so my fiance actually got it for me. But with all the shipping, because at that time Anastasia wasn't shipping to the UK, so we bought off the American website, and with the shipping and everything, the palette actually cost close to £80, which is, you know. And then literally a week or 2 weeks later, they opened their UK store with free delivery. That's good for now, but probably should have waited about a week or so. So the very first shade in this palette that I'm going to be using is the shade Primavera. And this is beautiful golden champagne shade. And I'm actually going to be using this as a highlighter today. I'm going to be dabbing in. I'm being really gentle with this as well because obviously it's an eyeshadow, it's not pigmented. So I'm just dabbing this off and going to be using this as a highlighter. Oh, I really like this colour. I've never used it as a highlight before, but I really like it. I'm also going to be taking this down the bridge of my nose. I'm also going to apply this on the Cupid's bow. Really lightly. And the last place is just above my arch on my brow bone. This isn't necessarily so I look highlighted there, it's just so my face has a little bit more dimension and isn't so dull. So I almost completely forgot to prime my lids, so I'm just going to be using a tiny bit of concealer. And this is the Last Imperfection Concealer by Collect. This is literally just to get rid of the redness and obviously to make sure the shadows do stick down and don't fade away within 5 minutes. I'm naturally now going to be using Tempera, which is that shade there, just all over my lids, and I'm going to be using a really light wash of colour of this. So now I'm going to be using the shade Warm Taupe, which is that shade there, and it's basically just a really light ashy brown transition shade. Using windshield wiper motions with this. This is literally just a transition shade. Open my eye, and that's where I'm blending this colour too. So the next colour I'm going to be using is Buon Fresco. That's that shade here. I'll be taking that onto a fluffy brush as well. I'm basically doing the same thing, but I'm just bringing it down a little bit more. So I'm not completely above the crease, I'm actually in the crease and a tiny bit on the eyelid. The next colour I'm going to be taking is this golden ochre colour, which is this one there. It's kind of like a yellowy brown, and I'm just going to use that on the outer corner of my eyelid. I'm going to be applying this just on the outer corner of my lid. I'm not really going into the crease on this one. I'm kind of just going on the outer lid. So next colour I'm going to be taking is this colour Burnt Orange. Basically a more orangey version of the colour Golden Ochre. I'm going to be using the same brush, but I'm really going lightly into this colour because it is very pigmented, so just be aware of that. And I'm basically just going over the colour that we just put down. Next colour I'm going to be using is the colour Raw Sienna. I'm basically just going to be going in my crease with this again, like we did with Warm Taupe, blending that also into my crease. So for my eyelid colour I'm going to go quite bold. So first I'm going to be taking the shade, is it Realgar? That one right there, the most orange shade in the palette. So I'm just going to be packing this on the middle part of my lid. Ta-da! So the next colours I'm going to be taking, I'm going to be mixing two together. So I've got Venetian Red and Love Letter. So it's that one there and that one there. So it's that way, same brush. And I'm just going to be doing the same thing but just on the outer corner. So I'm just going to go in with my fluffy brush again and basically just blend that into the crease a little bit. I actually only have 4 colours left, which I'm really excited about. So the next colour I'm going to be taking is Red Ochre, which is this one here. I'm putting this colour on my inner half of my lid. Also going to be taking some of that Venetian Red on its own on this fluffy brush, and I've put a tiny bit of eyeshadow on the end. It looks like a lot, but it's just because it's very pigmented, and I'm just going to look down and apply this in the crease just so the crease isn't so cool toned and the eyes are so warm toned. Just to merge these colours together a bit better. Again with my really fluffy brush and blend this out. My bottom lash line, I'm actually going to be using the colours Antique Bronze and then that one's Cyprus Umber. Going into the colour Antique Bronze and applying that on my lower lash line in the middle like that. It looks a bit of a mess, but it's fine because I'm just going to blend it out in a minute. I'm just going to use the colour Cyprus Umber. Be very careful with this because it is very pigmented. Like so, and I didn't mean to, but I've kind of created like a wing, which I really like. It worked, I'm so excited. This Cyprus Umber colour to the top of my lid on the outer corner, just so the top and the bottom blend out quite nicely. So it's looking a bit crazy right now, but once I have lashes and everything, it'll look okay. So I'm just going to blend this out, literally just using a fluffy brush and blending on my lower lash line. Looking up helps quite a lot. So I really like how this is looking. So the lash shade that I actually need to use is the shade Vermeer, which is this really pretty, more of a pink kind of champagne shade, and applying this in the very inner corner at first, like so. As you can see, it's very pigmented, so I'm going to do the same to the other eye. Then I'm just going to get rid of all the product on my brush basically as much as I possibly can, and then use the same brush to completely blend it out. So as you can see, that looks a little bit better than that side, so I'm just going to be doing the same. Next thing I'm going to do is just take this Tempera, I think that's how you say it, this Tempera shade again, and just apply this underneath my brow bone. Next thing I'm going to do is just curl my lashes. And the mascara I'm going to be using is the L'Oreal Paradise Extatic. Extatic mascara. This is a really good dupe actually for the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I do really like that one, but it's just so clumpy on me, and it actually flakes quite a lot after a few hours, so I'm just going to be applying this to my lashes. So the eyelashes I'm going to be applying today are just these random ones I think that I got from eBay. Sorry, but I'll try and put the link down below. But they basically look like this, and I really like them because they are really fluttery, really long, and basically just make a dramatic look like this just look really pretty. By the way, the lash glue that I'm using is the Eyelure Lash Fix, which looks in a little bottle like this. Literally the pain of waiting for eyelashes dry is like story of my life. So for my contour, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette. I'm going to be using this shade in the middle here. Apologies, my eyelash is like sticking off at the moment because I'm just waiting for the inner corner to dry. I do like to make this really stupid face when I contour because it helps. Bring this up like halfway to my temple as well. So for my lips, I'm going to be using this e.l.f. Mineral Lip Liner. Sorry I don't have the shade, but this is what it looks like on my hand. And then the lipstick that I'm going to be using is actually a different shade to the lip liner that I've got on. But it's from a brand called MDM Flow, and it's in the shade Bossy, and it's basically like a taupe colour, and it looks like that. This is actually a really dry formula, so you do have to work it into your lips quite a lot. I'm just going to apply a tiny little bit of a gloss in the middle because I don't want it to look too vampy. What I have is from Avon, and it's just in the shade Rose Hue. Looks like that, it's really pretty. And that is the completed look. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment and thumbs up, and really hope to see you next time. Bye!